We kind of imagine this character as this priest to this kind of local corner idol that as lots of people are moving through this alley space, you know, he kind of officiates this little idol that's in the street corner that, you know, people as they're passing by, they can drop in coins, they can offer fruit. And he's just this creepy, icky guy that kind of watches over that and cares for that and blesses or curses people as they go about their daily life.
So with Doug, we basically wanted his face with a shaven head and a lot of tattoos, but because of the piercing that goes through his nose, we tried to do that with just the two pieces being drawn together with a magnet. Tried it on ourselves, and it was incredibly painful. So I knew that the best thing to do would be to create a prosthetic nose. But as far as Doug's face goes, he's already got kind of a large nose. Not in a bad way, it fits his face fine, but as soon as you start adding enough thickness to put that thing through his nose, then his lips look ridiculously thin, so I knew that we would have to make his lips thicker too. So it quickly became a nose prosthetic, and then it became lip prosthetics just to balance everything out.
You know, you put all these pieces together and you hope it looks really good, but I remember standing there the day we were shooting and literally being super creeped out by his performance. He was just, it was unsettling, just watching him come to life.
Prosthetics start with a life cast. So I actually made a mold of Doug's face. Now, the red stuff is just a mold release that allows me to do a sculpture on the life cast and then actually remove the sculpture. It's part of the molding process. But this is a copy of Doug's face.
Basically, they made a plaster cast of my head. So I just closed my eyes and they put goo all over me and it turned into rubber and they peeled it off and then they made a mold of my head.
And it's just done by spreading alginate over the face, which is it's a kelp-based material mixed with water, totally non-toxic. Gets all the little details and lines and pores and stuff. And then that gets supported with plaster bandages and then removed from the face. And then it's into that the plaster goes. And so this starts out as a liquid and gets brushed into all the details in the mold and then built up to an appropriate thickness and smoothed out. And then when you pull it out, you've got an exact duplicate of that person's face. And so then the sculpture is done out of clay. This clay is built up to the specific thickness that we want the silicone to be. And then a negative mold is made of that. And then whenever the clay is cleaned off and the mold is put back on, there's a gap where that clay used to be. And that's what gets filled with the liquid silicone, which turns into a prosthetic.
Ultimately, the third time, which was the day of filming, it took 4 or 5 hours to put all that on, and just, starting at 4 in the morning, so trying to keep from nodding while they're trying to put the, nodding off to sleep while they're trying to put the tattoo on me, and the nose and the lips. But it was amazing when even in the test, when they did the nose and the lips, folks were coming up to look at it, the other artists over there at the warehouse, and they were all saying they couldn't even tell, even up close, that they were prosthetic nose and lips. They looked so natural. I mean, when it's first put on, it doesn't, but then of course they painted, airbrushed the face and so on, so that it blends everything. It was really cool to see the transformation.
As soon as you do something that is supposed to look natural and look like it's just part of a normal person's face, that's the most challenging thing. And so to make something that hopefully nobody even notices, like if at the end people say, who is that weird guy that you got to play that part? And they don't say, oh, who made the nose for that? It's better to hear who played that guy rather than who made that nose. Because if they say who made that nose, then obviously you kind of missed the mark. Even if it looks good, it's probably not realistic enough.